In this video, we are going to discuss the basic concept of zero sequence current during a fault in a power system. We will learn the concept step by step with both graphical and phasor representations. I am sure that after watching the entire video, your concept will be 100% clear regarding the formation of zero sequence current and how we deal with this zero sequence current during an asymmetrical or unsymmetrical fault. So, let us begin. First, we draw a current phasor diagram of a balanced three-phase system. From there, we will move to the phasor diagram of an unbalanced three-phase system during a fault and try to understand the concept thoroughly. See, this is the phasor representation of the red phase current, or better to say, the phasor vector of the red phase current. This is the phasor vector or phasor of the yellow phase current, and the angle between the red phase and the yellow phase is 120 degrees. This is the phasor representation of the blue phase current. Obviously, it will also have a 120 degree angular displacement from the yellow phase, like this. Now the phase sequence is red, yellow, blue in the sequence of our drawing. Now we will represent it in graphical form, that means in waveform. And for that, we will first draw the y-axis. This is the y-axis and this is the x-axis. Here, omega t means the instantaneous angular position. Omega is the angular velocity and t is the time. This distance represents pi and this distance represents 2 pi. Now we will first draw the red phase current waveform, and that will be like this. This will start from 0, reach the first stop at pi over 2 and then come back to 0 at pi and continue up to 2 pi like this. This is our reference waveform. The amplitude of this waveform is taken as 1 per unit. Now, after 120 degrees, pi means 180 degrees. So, 120 degrees will be somewhere here. From here, the yellow phase waveform will start and it will continue like this. Then, after another 120 degrees, which means 240 degrees from 0, another waveform, that means the blue phase waveform, will start somewhere from here and it will continue like this. Now, we will complete the yellow phase waveform behind and also we will complete the blue phase waveform behind. So this is the three-phase waveform. This is the origin, 0, which we forgot to put previously. Now we are putting it here. The y-axis can be written as y of t, like this. Now, the equation of the balanced three-phase current can be written as y of t equals I sin x or omega t, where I means the amplitude of the current, which we have taken as 1 per unit. So this is I. Now for the three phases, we can write I sin x plus I sin open parenthesis x minus 120 degrees close parenthesis plus I sin open parenthesis x minus 240 degrees close parenthesis. Now say one fault has occurred in the red phase of the system, and because of that, the current in the red phase has increased to 1.5 times I. So we can write the red phase current equation as 1.5 I sin of x minus 30 degrees. Because suppose due to the fault, the reactance of the red phase network has changed. Somewhere, a short circuit has occurred between the earth and the red phase conductor. So the reactance characteristics of the red phase network have changed. Because of that, the current will no longer remain in the same phase with the previous current. There will be some phase shifting as the power factor of that phase has changed. Because of that, say for our case, the red phase current has shifted by 30 degrees from its original position. So the equation of the red phase current has now become 1.5 I sin of x minus 30 degrees. Now if the total current equation is written, it will be y of t equals 1.5 I sin of x minus 30 degrees plus I sin of x minus 120 degrees plus I sin of x minus 240 degrees. Now if we draw this newly created red phase current in the same waveform, then that current will start from 30 degrees, somewhere from here, it will go up to 1.5 per unit or 1.5 I and it will continue like this. The amplitude of this current will be 1.5 I. Now we will represent this in our phasor diagram like this. So, now we will erase the previous red phase current phasor and draw the new current phasor like this. It will be inclined by 30 degrees from the previous current phasor as shown. This angle is 30 degrees, which means the current has shifted by 30 degrees from its previous page due to the changed reactance of the phase. Now because of that, the system has become unbalanced. For an unbalanced system, the resultant phase currents can be represented by the vector sum of three symmetrical components. This method was introduced by Dr. C. L. Fortescue in 1918. He showed that an asymmetrical set of three phase currents can be represented as the sum of three symmetrical components. The first component is the positive sequence component, which is a balanced set of three currents 120 degrees apart from each other and having the same phase sequence as the original balanced three-phase system. But here, one interesting thing we have to understand is that as the fault has occurred in the system, the operating condition and the impedance of the system have changed. Therefore, the positive sequence current will have a different magnitude and phase angle compared with the original pre-fault currents. But within the positive sequence set, the phase difference between the three currents will still be 120 degrees and their magnitudes will be equal. Let us draw the directions of the red phase positive sequence current, then the yellow phase positive sequence current, and then the blue phase positive sequence current. These currents still flow in their respective phases even though a fault has occurred. But these currents have different magnitudes and phase positions compared with the original balanced system. Now, we will superimpose these currents on our original phasor diagram. So, this is the positive sequence red phase current. This is the positive sequence yellow phase current. And this is the positive sequence blue phase current. So, what have we seen? We have seen that the balanced positive sequence set has a different magnitude and phase position under the fault condition. As these three positive sequence currents are balanced and 120 degrees apart, their vector sum is 0. Therefore, the positive sequence currents do not contribute any resultant current to the neutral connection of a four-wire system. But physically, these currents are still present in the system as the main currents which continue to perform their work. For example, if these three-phase currents are supplying a motor, the positive sequence components still produce the forward rotating magnetic field and contribute to the torque of the motor. Now, there may also be a negative sequence current. The phase sequence of this current will be opposite to that of the positive sequence current. Suppose this is the direction of the red phase negative sequence current. Then obviously, this will be the direction of the yellow phase negative sequence current and this will be the direction of the blue phase negative sequence current. So, their phase sequence is opposite to that of the positive sequence current. This negative sequence set may also be present in the system during the fault. But it is also a balanced set of currents. Therefore, the vector sum of the three negative sequence currents is also 0. If we present this negative sequence current in our phasor diagram, it will be like this. From the head of the positive sequence current, we will draw the negative sequence current of the red phase. Then, following the direction of the reference that we have drawn just now, we will draw the negative sequence current of the yellow phase. This direction is exactly the same as that direction. And now, we will draw the blue phase negative sequence current. This direction is exactly the same as this direction. Now, this negative sequence set will also not produce any resultant current in the neutral connection. Because although the phase sequence is reversed, the three negative sequence currents are still balanced and 120 degrees apart from each other. Therefore, their vector sum is 0. But the negative sequence current can have an important effect on rotating machines. The negative sequence current set creates a reverse rotating magnetic field in the motor and thereby produces a backward torque in the motor, which may slow down the rotational speed of the motor or create disturbance in its rotation. In other words, it produces a reverse rotating magnetic field which can produce backward torque, heating, and disturbance in the smooth rotation of the motor. Now we come to the zero sequence current. Due to the unbalance, a resultant current may flow through the fourth wire or neutral wire. And this neutral current is associated with the zero sequence component. The zero sequence component means that the three-phase currents have equal magnitude and are in phase with each other. So, this is the direction of the red phase zero sequence current. Obviously, the yellow phase zero sequence current will be in the same direction. And the blue phase zero sequence current will also have the same direction. Now, we will add the zero sequence current to the phasor diagram like this. First, we draw the zero sequence current in the red phase. Then, we draw the same zero sequence current in the yellow phase. And finally, we draw it in the blue phase. Now you see, the actual current flowing through the red phase during the fault is the sum of the positive sequence component, the negative sequence component, and the zero sequence component. If we put an ammeter in the red phase, the ammeter will measure this actual red phase current. And this current is the vector sum of the positive, negative, and zero sequence currents. Similarly, if we put an ammeter in the yellow phase, it will measure the actual yellow phase current. And that current is the vector sum of the positive sequence yellow phase current, the negative sequence yellow phase current, and the zero sequence yellow phase current. In the same way, the actual blue phase current in the blue phase network will be the vector sum of the positive, negative, and zero sequence blue phase currents. Now let us come to the waveform diagram. We will now draw the sum of these three zero sequence waveforms. And that will be something like this. This is the sum of these three waveforms. Obviously, in a four-wire system, this resultant current can flow through the fourth wire or neutral wire. Since the direction of all three zero sequence currents is the same, this dotted waveform represents the summation of the three zero sequence currents during the fault. And this is the current which flows through the fourth wire or neutral wire. But remember, this current is contributed by all three phases simultaneously. The direction of all three zero sequence currents is the same, and therefore, their instantaneous currents add together. So the neutral current is IN equals 3I0, where I0 is the zero sequence current of each phase. So the amplitude of the neutral current is 3 times the magnitude of the zero sequence current in one phase. Now if we consider the contribution from the three individual windings, the zero sequence current contributed by the red phase winding will be represented like this. Then, the zero sequence current of the yellow phase will coincide with the red phase zero sequence current because the magnitude is the same and the phase angle is also the same. Then we come to the blue phase. The blue phase zero sequence current will also be exactly the same. And the dotted line represents the total zero sequence current flowing through the neutral. These three are the individual zero sequence currents contributed by the three phases. Now we make them dotted also so that we can represent them clearly. This dotted curve represents the zero sequence current contributed by an individual phase. So you got the clear idea. When a fault occurs in the system, the three-phase system can contain three types of symmetrical components. One is the set of positive sequence currents. These currents continue with forward phase sequence and contribute to the operation of the system during the fault. The second one is the set of negative sequence currents. This set of currents has a reverse phase sequence and can produce a reverse rotating magnetic field. For example, if the system is supplying a motor, this reverse rotating magnetic field can produce a counter torque and additional heating in the motor. So the combination of the forward torque produced by the positive sequence component and the opposing effect produced by the negative sequence component can create disturbance and heating in the motor during the fault. But these two components do not produce a resultant current in the neutral because both are balanced sets. The positive sequence currents are 120 degrees apart, and the negative sequence currents are also 120 degrees apart, although their phase sequence is reversed. So there will be no neutral current contributed by the positive and negative sequence components. The current that contributes to the neutral current is the zero sequence component. And that zero sequence current is the summation of the three zero sequence currents of the three phases. So the neutral current is related to the zero sequence current by I suffix n equals 3I0. And this is how the zero sequence current appears in the neutral wire during an asymmetrical or unsymmetrical fault in the system. So I hope you have now got a clear idea regarding zero sequence current, how it is formed, how it is represented graphically and by phasors, and how it appears in the neutral wire during an asymmetrical fault. If you really got the concept, please do not forget to subscribe our channel and share the video as much as possible to make our channel little bit more popular. Thank you.